everyone, I'm Griledchikenman and welcome back to my garage for another episode of fixing up our Smith 1500. I was just taking a coffee break real quick. This coffee looks red, so it's got to be good, right? Anyway, so yeah, I was just in my office doing some paperwork. But anyway, now that we're back, I have some great news. The clip that I was missing in this Smith 1500, I found it. We have found it. Look at here. It was actually on the distributor cap right here. There was actually two of them, and I don't know why that slipped my mind to check there, but yeah, so we got both of our clips in place. So yeah, we're ready to go. We can perform our test path drive, but before we do that, just listen to this baby purr. Doesn't that sound nice? That's the engine we just rebuilt, put back in there. Sounds great. So yeah, I like what I'm hearing so far. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this this test running. We're going to test the brakes and we're going to test the suspension, see what else needs to be fixed, and we'll move from there. There we go. So we're going to drive up and then we're going to hit the brakes. Okay. And those don't look like they're in the greatest of shape. And same with those. Alright, now we'll check the suspension. Suspension's in bad shape too. Okay, so as you can see on this list of parts, pretty much everything's in pretty bad shape except for the brake servo, which we've replaced. So yeah, this thing's gonna need a lot of work, but that's okay. That's why we bought it, so we can restore it. So we're gonna move it back to our car lifter. And anyway, test path is great for checking that kind of thing. If you want to check for other suspension problems, the best thing you can do with this is, oh yeah, don't worry about that car. Yeah, don't worry about that car. I need more money. So yeah, I took a side job. Anyway, back to the truck. So the best thing we can do is take this car over for a test drive to check the rest of the suspension. So we're going to actually load the test track, and don't worry, I'll do a better job than I did in the first video I made. I've gotten a little bit of practice, and this truck probably is going to go a little slower. So as long as we don't lose any tires or anything like that, we should be fine. So as I was saying earlier, one thing that I would say to the developers of this game, it's a great game, very detailed, very nice looking game. But the one thing that kind of stinks is I have to wait till I hit level 30. In which, if you were looking at my my stats up there in the corner, I'm still level 15. You have to hit level 30 before you get the third upgrade to your garage, which includes the paint shop. So I can't paint this thing until I hit level 30, which is kind of, it's a little on the, I don't know. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to do that a little earlier. But anyway, that'd be one thing I would say. But anyway, let's give this thing a test drive. So acceleration first. Not too bad. We're doing about 35 miles an hour. We'll slow it down. These brakes don't work worth a flip. That's okay. Check the slalom. There we go. See? Haven't hit anything yet. Oh, the suspension is horrible. Bouncing all over the place. But then it goes over there and it's just, man. You can tell these arms are pretty bad. The suspension arms are terrible. But hey, I mean, it runs. And it runs pretty good, honestly. Oh, don't hit the wall. There we go. Okay. So, performing the test drive will let us check a few other things that we can't check with our instruments and with the test track and things like that. So, another nice thing would be to unlock the dyno, which you get um, with the third upgrade as well. So yeah. Okay, so here we go. Looks like our wheel hub bearings are bad. Everything looks bad except for the clutch and gearbox and stuff. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do. So let's get busy. So today we're going to be tearing out the front suspension. Not sure if we'll make it to the back, the rear suspension today, but we're going to be tearing the front suspension out and replacing it today. So we got to take it all the way up. The first thing we have to go are the tires. We'll go ahead and replace those as well. So we'll go ahead and take these tires off. There we go. And we'll take the other tire off. We're going to actually go ahead and just replace these tires. I'm not really sure what condition they're in, but there we go. So let's go check our tires first. So first off, we want to separate them. So the tire is in really bad shape on that one, and the rim is in really bad shape on that one. But they're both, you know, we're just gonna sell them. We're just gonna sell them both. So let me see what kind we have. Let me tear let's just tear one of these apart, so that way I can see what rim and what tire we're using. Because apparently the game doesn't tell you unless you have them in two separate pieces. So yeah, we're just gonna tear them apart, and we'll take both pieces. And make sure we don't have anything on our list. Nope. So we'll check our inventory. And 1 and 2. So, and we'll sell this one because we don't need it anymore. So let's see. We need 15-inch rims, basic 1. Now, we can put a different rim on there if we wanted to. Maybe one of the classic rims. We should be able to put that on there as long as we buy the right tire that fits on it. It should go. So maybe one of the classic rims. Here's some classic rims here. There's some really classic rims down here, like these, things like that. So I mean, we could put one of those on there if we wanted to, or we could put one of the standard rims on there that comes with it. I mean, I kind of like these, but not on a truck so much. So this is our basic rim here that we have. I mean, these are $20 a piece. We need them size 15, so we'll get $76 a piece on them. I'm assuming the $20 is a 12-inch rim, which I've never seen. I mean, it's like the size of a golf cart. But so 15-inch rims there, we're looking at $76 a piece versus maybe one of these nicer looking classic rims down here. What about this one? That might look nice. So $95, so $76 again, so that's not too bad. So let's get you know what, let's start with 2 and see how they look. So that can get kind of expensive. So now we have to check our tires and see what kind of tires we have. Vintage wall tire A, and we're looking for 225 and 75 15-inch tires. So now we're going to go back in here, and we're going to go to all tires. And we're going to go to vintage tire wall A, and we need size 15-inch, we need 225, and we need 75 on the profile. Those are 205 a piece. So, well, I meant to buy 2 of those, not one of those, but anyway. Okay, 225 and 75. Okay, there's 2 of them. So we can go ahead and put these rims back on. We can go ahead and put one of these tires back together. And then, of course, once you finish putting the tire back on, then you have to take it off. And we got to balance it. So there we go. So we'll go ahead and slap these back together. There, okay. Now we have our two front tires redone with nice rims on them. So let's go ahead and start taking the brakes off. So we're basically going to be replacing the entire front suspension and the brakes that go with it. We're going to be tearing everything out and buying new because we want this thing to look as good as it did the day it came off the lot back in 19 whatever. It came off the lot in. So yeah, we're going to tear all of this off of here. Every single piece of it's coming off. And that outer tie rod actually doesn't look like it's in terrible shape, but you know what? We're going to get rid of it too. So we're taking it all off. Everything's coming off. We'll do one side and then the other. That's gone. Shock absorber's gone. Bottom suspension arm's gone. All of it's coming off. Everything. Gotta take all these rubber bushings out here. All 4 rubber bushings have to come out before the crossbeam can come out. And the upper suspension arm's gotta go. So we're basically just going to be completely replacing the entire front suspension, which is pretty pricey, but we hope we're going to recoup all this money when we sell it later. If we sell it later, you know, might put something else in it, put a bigger engine in or something like that. So now we can get rid of this. So yeah, we're just tearing everything out. All of it. Everything's going. Even the kitchen sink. If we had a kitchen sink. Get rid of the sway bar here. Get rid of the bottom suspension arm here. Now we can get rid of the cross member, and the steering rack's gone. And the upper suspension arm's gone. And we're, like I said, we're tearing it all out. Oh, I gotta get this brake caliper off first. Brakes are gone. Hub bearing's gone. Oops. There we go. Gotta take the brake disc off first. Then we can get the hub off. Okay. Cover off, and then the knuckles gone. That should be everything. There we go. We've torn the entire front suspension off of this vehicle. There is nothing here for the tires to attach to anymore. So yeah, there we go. So now we can go, after we get this tire balanced, now we can go into our inventory, and we don't need these anymore. We're going to need 2 brake calipers, 2 cylinders, 2 brake pads, 2 wheel hub caps, 2 discs, 2 bearings, 2 wheel hubs, 2 knuckles, 2 outer rods, 2 inner rods, 2 sway bars, 2 bottom suspensions, a whole bunch of rubber bushings, which I actually have some of those, so we're going to snag some of those out of our warehouse, 2 upper suspension arms, 2 knuckles, and like I said, 1 sway bar. We only need 1 of those, and then we should need 1 steering rack and 1 cross member suspension. And that would be cross suspension E. So now we have a nice laundry list right here. That's a lot of stuff we gotta buy, but there's a lot that goes into the suspension. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do, we need to put the cross member down there. So we need to get cross member E right here. So we're going to buy one of those. We'll go ahead and put it in there. Actually, let's grab this tire first. Like I said, we might not get to the back in this episode because there's a lot to do. So first thing we're going to do is going to put the new cross member in. Give us something to install everything else on. Now we can start picking up the other pieces that we need. Let's see, we need inner tie rods, 2 of those, outer tie rods, 2 of those, 2 front wheel hubs, we need front axle covers, front steering knuckles, was it C? I think it was C. Yep, it was C. Okay, so 2 of these. Let's see here. Oh, we need a steering rack as well. Steering rack. We only need 1 of those. We need 2 of the sway links, and we need a sway bar. Oh, look at there. Got a trophy out of that one. There we go. Sway bar is... Where's the sway bar? Front sway bar B. So we need this one. So there. We got a little bit. Now we can start putting the pieces back in. So we bought ourselves front sway bars going in. Steering racks going in. Inner tie rod can go in. We'll go ahead and put the knuckles in. And put the outer tie rod into that. Knuckle cover. Oh, I didn't buy the knuckle covers, did I? No, I didn't. I didn't buy the upper and lower suspension arms either. We'll put the other pieces on the other side first. Okay. There's the inner. There's the outer. And there we go. That's all we bought so far. Okay. So, what's next? We need the front axle knuckle cover. 2 of those. Let me see. We're also going to need this. Actually, we need 2 of those. 2 of these, and then we need a dual wishbone. Let's see. Double wishbone. Be this one. So 2 of these. So we'll put them back together. So to get those together, we need the spring puller, and we're going to join the parts together. Have 1 double wishbone, a spring, and a shock absorber cap. We'll put those together on the spring loader here. And there we go. And then 1 more. There we go. So now we have both of these. We can put the shock absorbers back on. There we go. So we have that. Oh, we actually have to get the bottom suspension arm on first. Forgot about that. So we need the bottom suspension arm. Let's check that. That would be... Let's see. Just bottom, regular bottom suspension arm. Okay. So we're looking... Let's see. There we go. Bottom suspension arm. I literally looked right past it twice. And then we're also going to need the upper suspension arm, but I think we're going to need some bushings for those. So upper suspension arm should be down here. Somewhere. There it is. Nope, that's B. I don't need B. Just need regular upper suspension arm. 2 of those. And I know we need a couple of these. And I'll get the other rubber bushings out of the warehouse that we have. If I could find them. We have a lot in here. Oh, here we go. I only had 3. We're going to need more than that, but that's okay. We'll buy them as we need them. Isn't it nice having $100,000 to work on a car? Just, you know, sitting around doing nothing. There's our rubber bushings. Now we can put our upper suspension arm in. Oop. No, we're out of rubber bushings for that one, so I do need to get a few more rubber bushings. So we're going to need 2, 4, and then we're going to need 4 for the other one, so that's 8 total, so we'll go with that. So let's try that again. We should be able to get that in there now. There we go. There. Then we can put the shock absorber in. And then we can get the front end links on. There we go. Now we have to remember, these are easy to forget. You gotta put these rubber bushings back in to the cross member here. There we go. And there's 3 and there's 4. That's why I bought 4 extra, because all the bushings that came with these. Okay, so let's go back over to the other side and get the knuckle cover on. And then we should be able to get the front wheel hub on. And that's as much as I've purchased so far. So now we can do the same thing with the other side. So we have a bottom suspension arm with 2 rubber bushings. We have the shock absorber. We have the front end link. And we have the upper suspension arm. Oh, I actually did not buy enough again. Look at there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put on what we do have for now, and then I'll pick that up. Okay, so I need another rubber bushing. Use a lot of rubber bushings in the suspension. So, let's see. There we go. So now we've gotten pretty much everything done except for the parts that go on the actual tires. So what we can do is clean house a little bit, get rid of those. We still need the brake stuff, still need the wheel hub and the bearing, but we don't need this, this, pretty much any of this. Now, there's a quick way to sell these, but I'm not going to do that because it'll get rid of the stuff I actually do need. So we can actually make ourselves another parts list of the parts that we actually do need. 2 calipers, 2 cylinders, 2 pads, 2 caps, 2 discs, and 2 bearings. There we go. And all of that should be under, no, 2 of these, and 2 of these, and the rest should be under brakes. 2 calipers, 2 cylinders, and 2 ventilated brake discs. I think that's everything. Alright, let's get it on. Get everything back on again. So we got the ventilated brake disc putting on here. That way we can make our car stop. The bearing in there, and we need the wheel hub cap in there, and the brake pads and the calipers. I forgot to buy brake pads. Hey, look at there. Simple things. There you go. Simple things to forget. There's one, and we have our caliper, which we have to put together with the cylinder. And that can go on. And then now we have our new rim that we're putting on. Look at that. Ain't that pretty? Yes, I'm aware of how I just sounded when I said that, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay if I sound a little country because, you know, I am country. That is real pretty. Alrighty, let's get it on here. So this whole front end will be done after this. There we go. Alright, so we got the entire front end done. Everything is rebuilt, put back on. So all that's left up underneath the vehicle is the rear suspension. And what I will do is we'll go ahead and take the tires off. Just because I'm curious of how bad everything looks up under here. And looks pretty bad. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do a replacement on all this too. we got the money, why not do it? We'll make it back when we sell it, if we sell it. I don't know if I'm going to want to let this thing go after doing all this work to it. But yeah, so once we get that done, I mean, that'll pretty much be everything inside the vehicle completely finished. Then we'll have to do the interior detailing, which the interior looked pretty nice already. And there's some parts on the external that need to be replaced, and the whole thing could use a paint job. Unfortunately, I don't have a paint shop yet, so I need to level up 15 times before I can unlock the paint shop. So, yeah. And I don't think there's a way to paint it without a paint shop, is there? Let's see. Interior, body tuning, custom gearbox shop. Ooh, wait, look at that. That's nice. Anyway, so no, there's no way to paint it outside of that. So, anyway, so yeah, we have pretty much gotten the entire, the front suspension is done, and we're working on the rear suspension. I'm not really sure why I'm taking this apart when I already know what I need to buy. I'm not real sure why I did that. I don't know. But let's go ahead and put these tires on, so we can get a look at what it would look like with all of them together. I think that'll be nice. Classic. We need size 15, and we need 2 of them. And then we gotta go to tires. Tire wall A. We need size 15. We need them at 225 width, and we need a profile at 75. And we need 2 of those. There we go. So let's go ahead and get those on. I just want to see what the car looks like with the new rims and stuff on it. I think it'll look really nice before we call it a day. Okay, there's one. We gotta balance it. And there's 2. Luckily, you actually start the game with your garage with these 2 tools, which come in really handy when you have to change tires and things like that. 'Cause I don't even know if there's a mechanic in the game to do it by hand, but it is. This makes it so easy. Literally just set the tire on it and watch it go to work. So, while that one's finishing up, we'll go ahead and put these on. Like I said, want to see what they look like. Ooh, this is gonna look so nice when it's done. Let's get that off of there. Let's put this one on. And we'll set it on the grounds just so we can see what it looks like. It's coming along so nicely. Everything looks so good on it. Too bad I don't have one of these in real life. That would be awesome. Okay, let's lower it down to the ground and see what she looks like. Ooh, wee, look at that. That is nice looking. That's really coming along. Looks very, very nice. But yeah, so I mean, hey, it's coming along real nice. Look on the inside here. Look at that. That looks wonderful. So anyway, this is where we're at in our restoration project. So thank you all for staying tuned and watching. And as always, remember, ladies and gentlemen, keep laughing.